Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Hello. It is Friday around 8:20 a.m., 8:19 exactly. I'm here at work early again because, hey, what's up, Vince? I'm here early again because I come in every day early and I like to do these before work because it's kind of fun for me. Now, I have a couple of business to attend to. On Saturday, I will be at the this Saturday I'll be at Hardcore Fitness Center. Yeah, Hardcore Fitness Studio. That is 8 p.m. with the amazing Dean Del Rey headlining, and that's going to be. You can get tickets pre-sale at Hardcore Fitness Studio. No, I'm sorry, HardcoreFitStudio.com. And then Sunday, June 9th, I will be at the Brea Improv. That will be 7 p.m. and you can get tickets at brea.improv.com. Promo code Rivera for some complimentary tickets. That is all the business of today. Today, I want to talk about an interesting factor I noticed. Now, I read this article from Psychology Today, and the article is called, and it's from this year, it is called 3 Ways That City Living is Linked with Psychological Illness. Now, a lot of people don't realize that. Like big city life, it seems exciting. It seems like I'm going to go and get these awesome jobs. I have more economic opportunity. And to some extent, you do have a little more economic opportunity just by the mere fact that there are more people. But what they don't tell you is there's also an increased chance of illness, mental illness, in fact. Now, in this article, they're talking about schizophrenia, and they're also talking about less psychosis, less psychotic illnesses such as loneliness and depression, which is, I remember learning that in college, actually. And I just went to an art school, so I don't know why. But my teacher was like, big cities cause more loneliness and depression. It's been shown time and time again because, number one, there is a lack of community. While you're surrounded by people, you're less surrounded by people that care about you specifically. I have a comedy community. They don't actually care about me that much. If I died, they would be like, "Hey, it's really sad that you're dead. Can we get your spot at the Improv?" I think that, that's kind of the comedy community. I mean, they would say like, "Oh, he was a nice guy," and they'd do about a week of jokes that I used to say, and like, remember those jokes? They're pretty funny. And then they would forget about me, like they have with so many other comics that have died. I actually, unfortunately, know a lot of comics that have died because I've been doing this a very long time, since about 2003, and so I've known, I want to say at least 3 that have killed themselves, unfortunately, and I feel, or died in some way. And again, the community is cool for a minute, but then they kind of forget. Oh, here's the article. It's from Psychology Today. So, 3 ways that psychological living is linked to mental illness. For many, the residents of urban areas around the world, cities represent the promise of rewarding life that allows them more than their rural counterparts. Reap the benefits of economic growth, development of mass transit, and technological innovation. But as a byproduct of this progress, however, densely populated metropolitan landscapes pose unique psychological challenges not found in other environments. Schizophrenia. Again, this is from Psychology Today. Loneliness, depression. It's people don't realize. When I say a lot of things that I talk about, I research them, and I try to actually be very forthcoming with what I know and believe. And I remember watching this video yesterday. Let me just play it real quick. This dude, attacking the bus, and then luckily the people of LA get him, which is pretty awesome if you ask me. But the problem is there's a lot of mental illness here specifically. I mean, there's a lot of rise of homelessness, and it isn't just the fact that housing is out of control, although that's part of it. Some of that's to blame on actually Chinese investment, ironically. A lot of Chinese have bought up property in Los Angeles and then raised the rents because they don't actually live here. Chinese from China. But so what you have is more people moving in. In fact, other cities send their homeless here, and places like San Francisco, because they know that we have programs that will not actually take care of them, but will just do enough so that they can still live. And there's a combination of issues here. Mental illness is part of it, and for those people, I feel truly bad for. But we need to bring back mental hospitals or some kind of actual treatment. I don't know if they'll work, but at least we need to be doing something instead of just throwing money at the problem and then doing nothing. When I was looking at, I forget what I was reading, but there's an article about how the plague is coming back thanks to the homeless problem in Los Angeles. So I made a little joke like, please remember, burn your rats. Yeah, Kevin, it is isolating here, unfortunately. But, Kevin Bennett is a friend, and I consider him an actual friend, someone that would hang out outside of comedy, someone that we talk about a lot of deep issues. And that's the type of friend I prefer. And I have a few others like that in here. So, and I'm not as isolated here because my family is only down in Orange County. I have a brother who also is in Santa Monica, and I work near that area. So I'm not, like that. But there are a lot of people that come here from other parts of the country to follow a dream, and they very quickly get isolated and alone. And it is very, it's a little sad, but that's why I always try and say, like, find a community. There are communities here. You just have to do the effort of going out and talking to people, and finding people with the same interests. Oh, you're welcome, Kevin. He was like mighty kind to you. No, he's one of the true good people here that I respect a lot for his intellect and his faith as well. So we together, I think that's where we connect, and that's important. You have to find people that have the same values, and it is difficult in LA because, a lot of people here are just doing their own thing, and there's an issue with that. That's why chasing an entertainment dream it can be good, but it can also be a double-edged sword where, yes, you are chasing something that you want to achieve, but at the same time, don't lose your soul chasing it. You have to maintain that. Maintain a sense of community, maintain the people in your life that you're close to and actually care about them and what they think. And I have very few because I can only actually care about a very small amount of people. It's very hard. It's been proven, too, that there's nothing social about social media. It seems like a community, but you're actually just, like right now, I'm at work talking to a phone. I'm not actually talking to people, although you are giving me a little thumbs up, which is cool, I guess, but it's not real communication. Real communication is a million times better. And that's, in fact, why I will randomly talk to people when I'm at coffee shops, because I think it's just interesting to hear different people's perspective on life. That's why I've always listened to older people, too. I think more people should do that. Like, listen to older people, because they're not just old and out of touch. They have wisdom that you don't have. When I was young, I used to think I knew everything. And then the older you get, like especially past 30, you realize, wow, I know absolutely nothing. And everything I thought is pretty much was wrong, especially in my 20s. And now that I'm in my 30s, I'm like, well, I feel like maybe I have a handle on things. And then I go, no, I don't know anything either. But now I know that I don't know. And that's good. I know that I don't know anything, and that's all I can provide. But anyway, back to the subject at hand. So cities are isolating, yes, but it's not. Don't get into despair about it, because again, there are communities, there are places to go, there are people that do share values, and it is very important to find those people. And if you're chasing some kind of entertainment dream, which I know I'm still chasing, even though I am working in it, but not quite where I thought I would be, you need to find people outside of it. Because if you're just hanging with entertainment people, they get really annoying very fast. because all they ever talk about is their entertainment nonsense. And that is very tiring. My brother does that a lot. That's why I don't hang out with him that much. He always goes, "Why don't we ever hang out?" It's like, because you always talk about what you're doing in entertainment. And do you know how boring that is? Ugh. Like, what do you believe? Why aren't you married? My brother's not married, and he's like almost in his 40s, because he thinks he just wants to hook up with a lot of women. It's like, dude, you're in your 40s now. It's getting pathetic. It was cool when you're in your 20s, but now it's like, come on, settle down with someone. You had a woman that loved you, and you ruined it. Anyway, shouldn't say that. It's not my life. But if I had a woman that loved me like that, I would have stayed. Almost did, but not quite. But yeah, so there are more important things. Oh, I was watching a great video today on a little clip on Rogan, which sometimes I'll watch, sometimes I don't. But he was talking about how stuff is not important. It's actually goals. And I've been saying that for a while to people, and no one believes me when I say it. When he says it, people go, "Oh, that's so true." It's like, well, I didn't get that wisdom from me. I've gotten that wisdom from listening to older people that are retired. And at the end of the day, they're like, yeah, stuff is cool, but the excitement of stuff goes away really fast. Like, imagine when you get your new iPhone, how cool it is for about a month, and then very quickly you're just like, whatever. It's the same thing if you had like a fancy car or a fancy house. It's cool for a little bit, but then it quickly becomes the norm, and then you get used to it. And I know that from reading psychology books. Like, stuff doesn't fill the void. That's why community is way more important, and family is way more important, and real friends are way more important than all the shiny things, as OB says, the fancy pants and lollipops. Like, you can have all the fancy pants and lollipops you want, but it really is going to leave you empty at the end of the day. For me, I believe in God, and that helps a lot more than stuff, especially, going through a tough life that has been an endless help for me. I didn't realize it until more recently, since I've been coming back to God. But when I was younger, it helped get through some very difficult times. And I'm not saying that you should do that. I'm just saying, for me, that is an amazing thing. I don't proselytize, but I will say it has made me quite happy. So I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. This is Memorial Day weekend. Thank you for watching.